All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again here today, 7 a.m. in the morning. It's got a lift in, which is why I'm looking like this. It's good for the mindset. The slight sub point, I just hit 215 pounds on bench press for 5 reps. I'm feeling happy about that. And previously, before that, I did 265 for one, like on Monday, as a PR, which I'm excited about. Hold on, I'm gonna go help my dear mother wake my little brother up. Yep, I'm at home right now. I gave up the great life and the job, the apartment, in the great state of New Jersey to come back home and chase my dreams, to bring back, some real fun American good stories back to Hollywood. That's a little. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Anyways, yes, I want to use YouTube to go viral. I want to promote good stories again. I want all of that, to be honest. Um, I hear, I don't know, I was just talking to someone, for example, and they're like, do you want to do a modern adaptation of Pirates, maybe? Something more edgy. And I was like, to be honest with you, no, I don't. I think that there's a million ways to tell a story, and we each have our own unique life experiences, which allow us to tell unique stories, unless we try to push an agenda or just sell a cash cow. Things that I'm strongly against. So yeah, I think I can tell a cool story about Pirates of the Caribbean. However limited my resources may be, I think the story itself will be cool, and that's what we're writing here today. So we're working on the outline here. Um, Not gonna lie to you, we kind of faltered at the end of the day earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and take some caffeine. Be right back. Okay. Um, so basically, like, here's how I'm thinking we start today. We start and we write the opener. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and just get a. That's valid. Let's go ahead and open up a. What am I doing? A new doc. All right. And on this new doc, we're going to be putting this. Okay. We're going to say, let's just do to write. You like that instead of to do for 11/7/25. Okay. First, we're going to start, right, the outline. And then 2, walk through the scaffolding. And 3, I actually want to get to the outline in this writer hour. I don't want to. I feel like it's necessary. Start outlining the story beats. Okay. So first, I say we would write the outline. So how can I go ahead and do that? Well, this is what it looks like. I'm going to read what we had from yesterday. Just kind of go along with the deal here. All right. Pearl is spelling me This pair is slowing me throat. Guess Henry pulls up the pair up Branningham. It's time between running into Branningham and Calico, challenging call for Henry to do it. Calico. Okay. So this actually works. Only issue is the timing of the no, we figured that out. The Admiral's option can be splitting off to a different part of the island. Oh, I was talking about the first one. No. Oh wait, I think I finished. I came up with this yesterday. What's Henry's drive? He doesn't have one right now. He's a very side character, but he actually is our main character. You think he'd be the one that was dad killed? Dude, I fucking hate stimulants. I have to shit again. I will be right back. Fuck, I can't control my damn bowels, bro. Holy Okay, I'm back. I was thinking on the on the toilet. Um, Funny stuff, right? I feel like it's very unusual. I feel like God made me very specifically, which is I find cool. I, you know, I so my first stage of kind of having like some sense of purpose was um, when I went. It was like freshman sophomore year of high school, and I went to like this. I've always loved movies. I just loved watching them, talking about them, and I had done YouTube, making Fortnite videos, so I kind of had like a sense of like that creative side, and I did this filmmaking group sophomore year, freshman sophomore year. But I was kind of weak then. I was kind of a coward, and I made up some excuses and didn't actually make my first short film I was supposed to do with them. Um, then I like 2021, 2022, I really took a likening to like some red pill stuff, or at least the grind set culture. And I really fell in love with the gym, running, personal development. And I'm in this writer's room, right? Okay. I feel like I stick out like a sore thumb. But I have to tell you, I love movies and writing like as much as all of these guys, if not more. But I know I stick out like a sore thumb. I know I'm unusual. And I feel like that's a pretty great strength. Um, I'm not here to ponder and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I love great movies, great stories. Um, I'm American. I love our country. Um, you know what I mean? American first in that type of sense. I, I feel like I've lived a pretty normal life, which is great. And um, when I don't work out, I guess what I'm trying to say is like when I don't work out or I don't like live in this grind set culture, like I did a writer's retreat for this previous script for this like the feature film version of the short film script, and I didn't work out that week and I just felt terrible. I felt awful. I didn't like it wasn't enjoyable. Like when I don't use that and I like kind of just go into this mindset of, writing is all that matters, which it is, it's the number one priority. I just feel like I lose a bit of myself in that sense. And I think that piece of self is very important. And it's what I hope to bring in this coming decade is that everything that comes along with that. And as far as grind set goes, um, I always get a lot of flack for it. Like, especially since I dropped out of college, it's just like, kind of what are you doing? You know what I mean? And there really is no one from the older generation who kind of understands in a sense, just because they've never seen it. I have, friends my age who give me support, but, um, and that's great. And I love that. But I really am all on my own here. Whereas if I just listened like a good boy, I would, be in college, passing with good grades, partying my life away. And I don't see that as a fair trade off. I don't. Yeah, they have some things that you could argue healthy that I don't, such as being very social, and making friends that will maybe endure for the rest of their lives potentially. But my argument would be that once this takes off and I start to see success in the discipline I'm choosing to pursue, I will get those same things, those same social benefits, those same lifelong friendships, and they will be from people who actually like what I do instead of just, oh, by adjacency. We're lifelong, you know what I mean? Not to like my high school friends are great. I love them. Awesome dudes. I'll be friends with them for the rest of my life, most likely. Um, I'm just saying, like, the whole concept of like you should be in college. Uh, I get it, but like at the same time, like, um, I'm not going to get too deep into that whole side. It's just I think it's interesting how unique I feel in the space that I'm in. Um, that's all I got to say. To be honest, I can promise you guys, we're gonna make great shit because it's cool. Love that. Well, who said something like that? Oh, dude, it was Quentin Tarantino. He's like, why so much? Like this lady was. He's like, why so much violence? Blah blah blah. And I'm definitely more base than Quentin Tarantino, but like, not that this even matters. Base is American nationalist. I can't get into politics, but like, he's like, because it's cool. Tara, or whatever her name was. Why so much violence? Why so much gore? Cause it's cool. Like, you know what I mean? That's why we just make cool stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody's too sensitive. Everybody wants me to be sensitive. Everybody wants me to pander to the people who are, drinking their lives away, who are my age. Like, oh my gosh, it's okay. They're fine. Like, all right, bro. Great. I'll be more like, no, I won't be more sensitive. Actually, I won't. This shit's cool. I think it's cool. Yeah. All right. Let's get to our outline. I should have done that full screen. Oh well. All right, so we're writing the outline. I'm gonna go in a separate tab and take a peek and kind of just come up with what we got going on here. Yeah. And I would say that a lot more confidently. I want to say that like louder. Just I live at my parents' house right now because I'm taking a risk, and that's the dude. If we're gonna be honest, that's the main thing that everyone has a problem with, right? It's that's the main problem with everyone, is that everyone's too scared to do anything. It's fear. It's not morality, it's fear. And that's not virtuous at all. That's lame. It's very lame. Okay. And, I wanted to make this channel very like, and it will be like, the only focus for this channel is telling great stories about cool shit. The only time any of this will be brought up is if people try to question why I want to make cool shit. Like, why is Iron Man cool? Why is Jack Sparrow cool? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right. Opener. I don't really know what our title is going to be. Might be Finders Keepers. All right, so we were toying with a couple concepts. We had. Oh, also, let's mention that we had. Admiral denied him for the Navy, and the only dialogue they seen is at the end. That's what Dad wanted. Push him to define this. He when he figures on blah blah. Henry's definitely a stowaway. He finds out the writing was closure. He finds out that he finds out that writing and closure from his dad is actually what he wanted. That's bad. That's pretty bad written. Navy. Okay. But what do we want to start with? Do we start with does it need like, listen, I was going to start with, I just feel like, I mean, let's talk it out, right? What we were going to start with is like Henry and Calico in the bow, and it's kind of like, this is what we're going to start with. Honestly, we should do this. What was the original title we were going to go with? We found $20 million buried treasure. The world's most famous $20 million buried treasure. You know what I mean? That's what we were going to do. We're going to play on the YouTube concept. And I like that. That's not bad. That's a pretty solid title. It's like, what do you think of that title? He's like, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And like Calico can say that. He's like, hey, yeah, write this into a book. Oh, I like that. Calico is kind of, he's just using Henry. He's using Henry, yeah. So let's make that the opener, man. So Calico is making the one who wants what doing to be written down. Henry just obliging him. But because he's good at it. All right, I mean, this is pretty solid stuff. I mean, I think this makes sense to me, yeah, especially for the platform we're posting it on. I think this is how it should be done. I love it, to be honest. We can work on that title, but I think that's pretty much where we want to be, right? So let's write that scene, man. Let's go ahead and write it. Let's just get up a final outline document. I don't like how I'm showing my emails. All right, it's probably not good that that could be a problem. I don't know if that was very smart. Well, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I could do that, but then I can't see I can't change. Yikes. If this was just my default email, we wouldn't have this issue. Dude, but I've done it on so many different and I just did it again. So to be honest, we're just cooked. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay. I mean, if I need to make a new email, I can. Okay. All right. Final outline. Finders. Keepers. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Henry. Should we do like the official thing, like make it cool looking? I'm so down to do that. All right, so we'll do Courier new. We'll go in the center. We'll make it big. Finders, keepers. Oh, what just happened? Okay. Make it real small again. Back to 11. Maybe like 8. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Hayden Kirby. All right. Sick. 11. Okay. Henry and Jack. This guy, if we wrote the feature, he would be Calico. I just don't think it's going to make sense to put that line in for a short film. In fact, it's not. Are rowing to the. I need to be more separation here. Are rowing to the island. All right. Sneak off the boat. Row. This needs a little work, but I mean that's basically the idea. Should I have nailed that down? This will be done when I get it done. Okay. So the first line, I'm actually gonna pull up an old document here. Fuck you guys. Okay. I know I'm. Wait. Oh, I can just do this. Okay. Sick. Let's find it. I think we have to figure it out. It was like the OG one. What was it called? I was like coming up with the concept. Dude, was it the characters? Was it the OG pirate outline? Let's pull them up. I gotta piss. Dude, I'm so like, what the? I'm a bodybuilder, bro. Okay, this is kind of where we were looking. Oh, I already wrote this out. Sick. All right, we have something to look at. I will be right back. I'll be right back. All right, let's take a look here. All right, I'm gonna read this. Cuts back to No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will. We've actually come a long way. This was the beginning of everything. Well, it's just that was the type of. I feel like I did write that out somewhere though, so I'm trying to find the title because it was a pretty good title, or I could just use some brain power and come up with it right now. The Crown. Dude, it was pretty good. I mean, it's such a fucking solid story, man. Wait. No, that's using that other scene. Okay, I don't. It's not on here. I'm not trying to. We're gonna go until 8:30 today, definitely. Maybe it's on this one. Oh my gosh, bro, where is it? Can't find the damn thing. Sorry. All right, we're just gonna come up with it ourselves. Screw that. All right. What was the title we want to do? We found the world's famous buried treasure. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube and see what comes up. I need. It's early, okay? I need some concepts. No one's ever going to make a video about this because it's not real, but that's the great thing about movies. You get to make cool shit that's not actually real. Oh, that's a good title. We found a lost buried treasure that's never been found. All right, we shouldn't use brain power on this right now. It's not actually important. Oh, dude, look. Wait, that's Blackbeard. Dude, I love shit like this. Dude, also, how cool is Magellan? Isn't Magellan cool? Dude, I kind of want to like write a story about Magellan. That's so off topic, but he's just so sick. Circumnavigating the globe. You seen that Alex Jones clip? So cool. We found the world's most famous buried treasure. And then for the title, we'll put 20 million in it. All right. YouTuber voice. And this Jack. Dude, I kind of like how the pirates were already engaged in fighting when, James and them do that. It's kind of cool. It gives like whatever. I'm just gonna throw that in the back of our minds. Okay. YouTube revoice. Henry says we show a fake imaginary scene of them with the gold. Maybe a quick expo on kids treasure and branding him. Actually, that works, dude. We should do that. Like maybe make it 15 seconds. For example, Captain Kidd stole accidentally raided a multinational merchant vessel he thought was French with 20 million in gold on it. It's not gold, but let's just keep that for now. It doesn't be perfectly historically accurate in the damn outline. And it was actually rumored to be 20 to 60 million. 20 million is the lowest end, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna continue on. When he found out what he did, he ditched the ship and buried the treasure. Hopes of clearing his name. That doesn't even work. We should just make it like false. And buried the treasure. Hopes of clearing his name. Of making back to New York undetected to clear his name. And thank goodness for us, it didn't work. Let's just do this. Show Captain Kidd's feet insinuating he was hung. Calico says, ah! Yeah. it will be good. All right, nice. That's pretty good. The Admiral. Oh, let's just find out. Pull it from where I have. Ding, 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 ding. Sick. W. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Dude, my hand's kind of tired from the damn weights. It's like hard to type because I freaking smacked 215 for 5 like a boss. Okay. This has been a good writing session, to be honest with you. That's a good opener. That's what we should be doing. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the setup we need pretty much. Okay. Is there a little showing, not telling there? Maybe, but I feel like it plays into the YouTube. We just need to know the bet we're making with what we're doing. Like, what makes a scene interesting? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe what we need to do is like in the middle of this. In the middle of this, we need to cut back to the Admiral and the mystery. You know what I mean? But that's something we are touching in the editing room. You know what I'm talking about? Because these events are happening at the same time. Like then we can go back to the like once we introduce the Admiral and then the mystery, and then we cut back and it's Henry saying, "Yeah, I just don't know about going behind my uncle's back," and it's really the Admiral. You know what I mean? I think that's how you do it. And then you introduce the mystery, and then like it's not, they don't feel like they just went through an exposition fest. You know what I'm talking about? I like it. In fact, that line would go, this part would go right under this. That would be where we would cut. And of course, like we can make that exposition more essential, but we should fulfill the concept of the title, of course. That's pretty good. I like that. What do you think? Valid? Valid. All right, I'm gonna say flowing out in this writer's thing because we are flowing. We need to get this written. We need to stop like just gonna write.
writers. 15 minutes is up. Hopefully that was a fruitful session for you all. Of course, if you're still in the flow, please don't let us stop you. Pop us on mute or leave the room. Whatever you need to do to keep the writing going. Everyone.
I said flowing out. It was cool. It's just we're in the flow, gentlemen. Gentlemen, we are in the flow. Why do I feel like this was paused? It's only been 48 minutes. Interesting. Okay, so now we can do this. That's pretty fun, dude. I feel like it's good. It's playing into the narrative. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. Perfect YouTube shorty type of concept. I just gotta believe God's with me on this one. I mean, I'm gonna be so upset if this gets like 200 views. Like, no. Like, honestly, like I believe in it so much I'm gonna make another one. And I'm also playing with the concept of like, hold on. I'm also playing with the concept of like making a like reacts channel in a sense for like films coming out, just to kind of get some money up instead of working a side job and, you know, build the, you know what I mean? I just feel like that's good. I'm checking how many views my reel about the gym I got posted. I can't talk sometimes. Okay. Still in flow. This is good. We're going to work on the Admiral thing here in a second. Got to piss again. I don't know why. I mean, I drink water all the time, but it's definitely crazy how much I got to piss. I'll be right back. All right. Oh, I'm still so hyped about hitting 215 for 5 today. I can't believe that. That's crazy. I can't believe that. I mean, in my head, I can hit 225 probably for 3 now. So, of course, I can hit it for 5. If anything, I should have hit it for like 7. But for some reason, I only did 205. I don't know. It's just like preconceived notions. None of this is about writing, so we're going to get back to it. But, okay. What do we got going on here? What do we got? We're on the wrong thing. Okay. I'm actually just going to make this green because this just makes me feel like it's highlighted, which is kind of weird. So do that. All right. I'm going to play. Dude, this power remix is so sick. But it's too hype. I'm just going to do this song. All right, let me sit up. 1,000, put your name to Metropolitan. This is such bad dialogue, but just right now. Rules are a rule. EITC stands for East End Trading Company. Dude, what if we don't even show the East India Trading Company boat? Hear me out. Take me where you want to take me. Too much drama lately. Lord, life in a change, right? Like, as far as I was considering like the Inland River. All right, here it is. Here's the debate we're making, okay? And does this even matter? Not really, but I would say the soldiers going onto the islands, right? And then they see this Brandingham guy and they figure it out. This doesn't look Caribbean to me. You know what I mean? We would have to block that building out, which shouldn't be hard, especially with, AI. But camera motion probably. You have to get creative with the camera, and we'll just have it blocked out. And it shouldn't even be hard in a 3D software to cover something up with a tree. Like, that should be pretty easy, especially if it's way back in the background. I feel like that's relatively simple to do. It's just these aren't Caribbean trees, right? They're not palm trees. They look like normal trees, but it is an inland river, so I feel like you can get away with it. Here's what I propose. Here's my proposition, right? They don't. I feel like this would involve drone shots of the background plates. I don't know if it would be possible unless I'm taking an HDRI and I'm putting that in. It's just going to be difficult to do unless you have a perfect plate. At that point, it's like, just put the fucking boat in the water, which we're not going to put the boat in the water. So, like, why are we even, you know what I'm talking about? If we're not going to put the boat in the water, we would need to have, that same camera angle and the same camera out in the middle of the water for the background. And I just don't see how that's going to work. Right? So at that point, just replace the whole fucking background. You know what I mean? I mean, this is kind of impeding our writing process. That'll work. We would need to be crafty. That's how we're shooting this. If we're not actually bringing a boat into the water. which we're not. We're just not. It's an interesting challenge. It's like it's actually easier just to replace the background if you're building the set off center. You know what I mean? But if you have an actual boat, then it's a different story. We're using like a studio stage, which is what we're gonna do. Let's just not focus on that. Let's just accept that how it is and just leave that to be determined on the day. All right, let's continue on. We need to get this shit written. All right. Let's just say they see him on the island. That'll work with both, right? Pretty bad. What are we trying to point out here? So glad I've watched Corridor Crew. I just watched Corridor Crew like just for the hell of it way back in the day. It's knowledge I wouldn't have doing anything else. And I still watch them. But I just know the rules of CG now. It's pretty sick. Alright. Honestly, I should just make that a beat. Whatever. It's all one scene. We're just intercutting it. And it's short. Then we have I don't know if I really sold in that outline. We'll get to it in the we're just kind of being basic right now. Setting up the mystery. I feel like the only question we're wondering is do Yes, they figured it out. I already wrote this, but whatever. Did I already write this? Honestly, it should just be a story beat, like. Right. Is this a good way? I don't know. We're just writing this right now. I think it will be. I feel like it's too complicated right now. Because then, like, I feel like we're caught off guard by Kellefer. Do I need to set up? Oh, wait, remember? They talk about a Okay, hold on. Calico mentions the fact a pirate killed Henry's dad. Right? That was my dad. I can. How did that come up? We wrote that down yesterday. I mean, your dad was doing a film, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like very subtexty. This is good. No one else knew the location. That's pretty cool. That's subtext. Yeah, I mean, we can kind of figure that out. That's not bad at all. What was before that? Who found this island? Something like that. Like, that. And then Culliford pops up. It's like, how did you know where this shit was? All right, so this whole thing we kind of got to streamline. That's just how it goes. But not bad. Not bad. Like, do we need to use the French? I don't even know. Should we Occam Razor it? Occam Razor. What's the simplest solution? Like, they should. All right, I'm gonna come back and look at this. The kids should like be mentioning how cool it is that they actually finally found this island. That this island was lost and hidden for however many years, and that his dad figured it out, and that's amazing. And no one else knows where this island is. But his dad's dead, and they had to sneak onto this island because Admiral wouldn't let them on the damn Navy. It's bullshit. And then it should be a crazy surprise that Culliford, a pirate, I don't know, maybe he needs to be brought up, knew the location of the island, that he's there. Like maybe it's like juxtaposed to where, let me write this down. Maybe it's juxtaposed to where no one else should know the location of this island or this island's significance. Then we cut. And it's like a historical moment that they are even there finding the treasure. And that's why they snuck. They stowed away to write a book about it. Way. And then we cut to Culliford. We make it clear as an outsider and shouldn't know the location. Yet he is on the island. And the fact that we cut to that right after what Calico says should subconsciously infer that maybe he was tangled up in this somehow. Ergo, Henry's dad's death. Since he was the one who found it, which obviously would make you feel me? All right, that's pretty good. I like that. We just have to condense all of that down, cut out like the expositionary and telling the audience and do some more showing of it and like make it more inferred. But this is pretty good. This is how we want to write it. And we have to condense it down. But I think this is good. I think this is really good. And then the French thing, well, we're going to get to that. Figure that out. This is the plot. Probably 30 minutes. But I like it. All right, gentlemen, I am going to, when we come back, work on the French attack and making sure kill pacing and then structure. All right, that's pretty good stuff. I will catch you all in a minute. I think we wrote some good stuff there. I was good. I was excited. See, we got in the gym. We woke up today. I kid you not. I turned off my alarm after it went off, and I sat in bed. And I was like, dude, I went to bed a little later last night. We're just going to wake up 5:30, which means I would have missed this writing session. And then something inside me was like, nah, dude, the time is now. Like, we're going. I got up, hit the gym. Great job on bench press. Bench press, as I told you, 215 for 5. Came in here, knocked it out, got some stuff outlined, feeling really good. It's a great start to the day, man. We'll be back here in a minute. All right. See you shortly.